Peace and blessings, family. I know it's been a while to my Instagram family and to you, my YouTube and Facebook family. Thank you so much for your continued love and support over the years. I greatly appreciate it. My wife and I, we greatly appreciate everybody's support. And why haven't you seen us on here in a while? It's simply because you have to learn how to prioritize. It's very important for you not to invest your time in people that waste time and then complain about them not getting where they want to be at in life. It's something that I notice about a lot of us. We complain about not having better, but yet we're not doing anything for us to have better in our lives. And these are the conversations that a lot of people don't like to have because it doesn't accumulate a lot of views and lovers and likes. And that's what I notice about being a person that teaches accountability is that you're not one that's going to be famous. Nah, because a lot of us, we want to be able to blame somebody else continuously for where we are at in our lives. Not to say that there hasn't been people in our lives that has caused traumatic things in our lives. Here's the thing. How long are we going to hold on to that? At some point, we have to heal from our trauma. You can consider me a pity party crasher because I refuse to allow us to stay in the state that we're in by constantly blaming somebody else for the state that we're in. Again, not to say that these individuals are not at fault. I will never say that somebody who has violated you, someone who has colonized us, okay, things of that nature, of course, you know what I'm saying, is their fault. In that case, the reason why you're in the mental state that you or we are in, right? So we have to get to the root of the problem. Okay, I am a solutionary. You know, I've come to find so many people that say, "Oh, I'm a revolutionary." Okay, but they're constantly complaining. You never hear any real solutions to our problems. Okay, and that's what I'm about doing. Okay, in order for us to be healed from that which has been plaguing us for centuries, causing our mental, social, and economical problems, we must get to the root of these issues. And then once we find the solution to it, it is upon those of us who are listening that has the problems for us to implement the remedy that will bring about the healing in our lives, right? You know, so we have to get more into self accountability. And I'm not trying to be popular. See, that's one thing about me. I really don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I recognize that in order for us to be truly free, we have to hear the truth, accept the truth, okay, and apply the truth. And then that's where freedom begins to take root in our lives. Okay. And so there's too many of us trying to be famous. And that's a big issue. Okay. It's not about fame, it's about freedom. Okay. And sometimes when you love people properly, unfortunately, sometimes you don't get love back because the person that is brainwashed does not see it as love. With that being said, you can't live somebody's life for them. They have to live it for themselves. Okay. And for those of us who have been set free, and those of us who have been healed mentally, and those of us who are mentally, spiritually, financially well, okay, those individuals that we are serving have to want the same thing. Our family has to want the same thing. You cannot be the only one that's economically stable in the family. You know, we talk about cooperative economics. And so we have to understand what that really means. That is a collective effort of individuals that's bringing together their intellectual, okay, property and their resources for the betterment of us as a people. And in order for us to bring something together, we must have something to bring together, right? So, what am I saying? We can help our fellow man to a certain point, but at some point, those individuals have to learn how to be stable themselves. Because what will end up happening is that these individuals will become mentally and physically lazy. And you will find yourself exhausting yourself, okay, trying to save them, and they're not doing anything to save themselves. You know, and this is the type of teaching that a lot of us don't want to hear, because we love to deflect that we're not doing what we're supposed to do in order for us to get where we need to be at. You know, how many of us really take out the time to find out how to economically empower ourselves? How many of us use the time out of the day for us to learn financial strategies that's going to change our life and our family lives? How many of us take out the time to pray and to meditate to get ourselves in a better mental state? Okay, so we can be mentally well and spiritually well. And so then we can go help our fellow man to be in the same place. How many of us really take out the time to do that? Okay. And that's what I believe in sharing is life transforming information that's going to do exactly that. You understand? And there's too many of us, we love to argue, we love to debate. Okay, we waste time on these social media platforms. You understand? And we love to be entertained, but that doesn't bring deliverance. I'm gonna say it again: entertainment does not bring deliverance. Entertainment does not solve our problems. Okay. What's going to solve our problems is finding the solution and implementing that solution or those solutions to our problems, right? And we have to learn how to be honest about these things that is keeping us mentally and economically captive. And if we never face the reality that we have to ourselves stop being puppets being used, okay, to keep us in that state, then we're never going to get anywhere. Because the reality is that the African man and woman that is liberated and that is well mentally, spiritually, physically, and economically, okay, is truly the answer to some of our problems. The other part is the colonizer has to get delivered from their brainwashed mindset, okay, and stop teaching their own to be racist. See, I have to be real. I don't have time to play these games and, you know, trying to be famous and, and trying not to make the hip hop artists mad because we speak against gangster rap, and you know what I'm saying, and people want to justify the word nigger and female dog, and you know we love to justify the very things that's causing problems in our community. Huh? It's not only the colonizer, it's us too. Okay? And what we have to learn is that you cannot do good and do bad at the same time. That's counterproductive. Okay? So you can't come in and bring money to the community and then tell, you know, our young people, you know, to stop, you know, selling drugs and gang banging, and you know, we need to be respectful and everything like that. Then we go right back in the studio, and everything that we're saying lyrically is contradictory to what we just told these young folk, these young men and women, okay, not to do. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we truly have to want it for ourselves. We have to want it. How many of us truly want that? And let the truth be told, some of them too, you know what I'm saying? You know, they are more concerned about being popular. Oh, I don't want to make, you know, my fellow MC upset with me. Oh, I don't want to wait. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's sad that those of us who don't have more to lose than them, and who have smaller platforms than them, and they have bigger voices than us, have more of an influence. These same individuals, you know what I'm saying, will have these beautifully spoken meetings about what we need to do for our people, and then they'll go perform a concert, you know what I'm saying, with the female dog word in it, with the N word in it. You understand? And then they go back to their radio stations, and you know what they'll do? They'll start playing that same music that got our youth killed. And these same people that's talking about, oh, you know, we need to do better in our communities, are the same one that go back and rock these mics with the same lyrical content that's getting our youth killed, and spewing the same content, you know what I'm saying, that's causing the corruption in our community. You got these same people that supposed to be the example for our youth, that are tainting the minds of our young people with their lyrical contents, and their justification is, oh, it's rated R. You know, the parents need to control, you know, the youth, and then they don't want to deal with the love of money. They don't want to deal with, they love fame, they love money, they love the attention. Okay, but then they get on the stage and say, oh, we love y'all. And you know, the sad part is we're so blind that we don't even understand. We're so messed up mentally that we don't know what love is. It's time for us to get set free. It's really time for somebody who really truly means business to take a stand, okay, and not be moved by money or fame. That's what it's time for. Because this system is not working for us. It's not working for us. We have to return back to living morally, and you will continue to hear me rehearse this in your ears, okay, because of all this corruption that's going on in the world. Okay, if we want things to transform in this world globally, okay, then humanity need to get their hearts right. It's not about the skin, it's about what's within. We have to get our minds and our hearts right. And I will continue to say this: communism is a problem, racism is a problem, okay, us murdering and killing one another, which is, you know, suicide, is a problem. You know, this message is redundant. That's why you don't hear me on here so much. But I tell you what, it's so much going on in the world today. I had to step up to the mic and I had to sound the trumpet, because I'm getting so sick and tired of these hypocritical, contradictive, okay, counterproductive individuals, all right, that have all this power, but they continue to straddle the fence. I am sick and tired of that. Don't just talk about it, be about it. We can't continue, and you know, this is telling my age, you know, the New Jack City movie where Nino Brown, he came into the community, and the same person tearing up the community gave out turkeys. Gave out sneakers. Listen, good deeds don't cancel out the wickedness, the wrong that you're doing. You understand? Those good deeds don't cancel out the wrong that you're doing, because that turkey don't mean nothing when you're going to go back and you're going to rock the mic and you're going to continue to spew these toxic lyrical songs, okay, that's tainting the minds of our young men and women that will one day grow up, okay, and have that same mindset and be poor, okay, citizens in our society. So we have to make a change. I'm talking about like right now, like effectively, immediately. The truth is, it's not enough to have conferences. It's not enough to go out there with pickets, and it's not enough to do this billboard thing. Nah. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not that. Nah. What has to happen is the transformation of the mind and the heart. And until we start dealing with what's on the inside of man, you can do all those outward things all you want to. You can march, you can have all these concerts, and this is the reason why when we go back to our community, nothing changed. Good event, but where's the transformation? Because again, these same people that's had these events are the same ones that's coming back in our community, rocking these stages, okay, bringing the same corrupt way of life right back into our communities. And this is the same thing that our young people are listening to. And then we got the same, you know, individuals, you know, these politicians and whatnot, you know, getting the votes and, you know, talking all good and everything else like that. Okay. And then when it comes time for action to truly bring about change, a lot of us get very disappointed when we find out that they were just talking. You know why? Because we were too moved by their words instead of their actions. What work did they do in our community before they ran for office? What legislation did they fight to bring about economical change in our communities? I don't care if they look like us, and it don't matter to me. This goes for anybody that's soliciting for our votes. What have you done? Where is the evidence at, okay, that you care, not just during the time where you want somebody to cast a ballot? And then we got to also understand that it's more to it than having a good politician in power. Because here's the question, beloved, how long are they going to be in power for? Their term. After their term, okay, they could do good while they're in there. But guess what? After that, who's going to be up next to back in the seat? Because the governor of a state writes the state constitution. And then you have your local politicians, you know what I'm saying, your commissioners and your mayors, and you know, then you have, you know, your DEAs, and you got your sheriffs and the judges who we supposed to vote for and all these things. So when you got unjust people in power, how can you expect justice? So what am I saying? Do your part. Do your part. We have to do our part. You can have a good mayor, you can have good sheriffs, you can have good commissioners, you can have good DAs, you can have good judges, but where's the good parenting at? Huh? Where is the good teaching at in our homes? Do we really think that having these individuals in power is going to change our situation holistically? No, it's not. Because it's deeper than that. And what I'm talking about is what a lot of people run away from, and that's the man and the woman in the mirror. So we got to first want what's best for us, and then we got to do what's best for us. We got to start teaching our history at home. We got to start learning economics and teaching economics at home. We got to stop leaving our lives in the hands of our enemies. It's not working. It's not working. It hasn't worked for centuries. So what make us think it's going to work now? Because they are the reason why we're in the situation that we're in to date. And matter of fact, corruption is the reason why we're in the state that we're in today. Because we did sell each other into slavery. It don't negate the fact, you know what I'm saying, that the colonizer, you know, enslaved us, but we cooperated. They couldn't even speak our language. So how, and first of all, they ain't know our land. So how did they find it? Who led them to us? Huh? Let's talk about it. You want to talk? Let's talk about it. Let's keep it real. So there again, we cooperated with the enemy to enslave us for the love of what? Things, for trade. Okay. We exchanged our souls, okay, for these contracts, these $1 million contracts and gangster rap, and you know what I'm saying, all this corrupt lyrical content too, in these, even in the R&B songs, talking about cheating and, you know, advocating for cheating and stuff like that. And, you know, yeah, we don't see no harm in it. How many of us got a problem with that stuff? And if you don't have no problem with it, then that tell your moral stance. But we buy these things, we support the very thing that's causing our problems, and we say, oh, we want better. No, you don't, because if you do, then why you keep supporting the very thing that's causing the problems in our community? Why do you embrace the word nigga? Why do you embrace the word bitch? Why do you, you know, why do you stand in proxy for these things and justify these things, and you still support these things, but yet you say you want transformation? Oh, we want better for our people. You do? Where is the proof? Where is the evidence at that you really want transformation for our people? Where is the proof at? Because it's the colonizer fault and it's our fault that we are cooperating with our enemy to commit suicide. Yeah, to cause self-destruction, because that's what we're doing. They gave us their religion, and they gave us the low self-esteem that we have. There's nothing that they have given us that has benefited us. And for the benevolent European people, I salute them. Thank you. But guess what? Something should be done, because after all, your bloodline is a part of the problem. But it doesn't let us off as Africans, because we sold each other into slavery too. Huh? Check the history. So we got problems on the outside and on the inside. Think about that. You stand in the middle of a war, your enemy shooting at you, and then the one that's supposed to be your family is shooting at you at the same time. And you get shot at from all different angles. How are you going to survive that? The very one that's supposed to have your back is shooting you in the back. Huh? So in other words, how can we build our community up by cutting ourselves down? You're welcome, family. So this is just a concern, brother. I'm just coming on here just to drop some jewels real quick because I get so tired of us getting mad with one another as well when we talk this way. When you do that, you know what it does? It shows your character. I'm gonna say it again. When you're mad at African people that talk like me, then that shows your character. And that shows that you're a part of the problem. And that shows you just running your mouth. It's too many weak adults. It's too many weak adults, men and women. It's too many weak adults. You understand? And I'm going to say it again. It's too many weak adults because who were the ones, okay, that pioneered this corruption in our communities other than the European, other than the racist European? And these racist Spaniards too. Okay. It's too many of us that's weak. It's too many of us that's lost. How can a blind person raise a person with sight? Riddle me that. That's right. That's right, sis. That's right. It's love and respect, no doubt. So that's all I'm saying, man. We have to check ourselves first. We have to check ourselves first because the training starts at home, not in the public school. That makes no sense. It is not the teacher job to raise our children. It is our job as elders in our families, as mothers and fathers, to raise our children. And some of us are too immature to raise our children to be mature. Some of us act just like the youth. You understand? Again, I'm not here to get a bunch of friends because that don't set us free. That don't work. That doesn't work. You try to be liked by everybody, it's not gonna work. That's never gonna happen because even if you try to be liked by everybody, somebody not gonna like you because they know you're trying to be liked by everybody. So it is what it is. Let the chips fall where they fall. But that's just the way it goes. We gotta want to be free as individuals. And then we gotta want to be free as a people. And then we got to do what's necessary in order for us to be free and to stay free. And I'll tell you what, it's certainly not trying to be liked by everybody. That's never going to work. Somebody going to get mad with you. Even the enemy is going to get mad with you and attack you and try to harm you and harm your business. I mean, history shows us that. But somebody has to have the moral courage to stand up and speak out. And for those of you who think that just because somebody on social media, like they're not doing the work, that's hilarious to me. Because this is a tool to be used in order to bring the message. When I was in the military, everybody had their role to play in order for the war to be won. So social media need to be used, radio need to be used, television need to be used. Yeah, all of it need to be used as tools to bring messages to help to liberate our people. And for the record, you're not gonna hide from the federal government because you got a driver license. I'm gonna leave that one alone. You gotta register vehicle, right? You gotta tag on your vehicle, right? You got a cell phone, don't you? So if they want to come get you, they're gonna come get you. Trust and believe that. You're not hiding from them. Who got the boldness, who have the love to stand up and to help our people to be set free. Peace, love.